Across to our next expert who has been sitting with us for the past several days and through the morning, Shekhar Vijayan, joining us on the broadcast. Shekhar, we're going to request you to again stick your neck out and let's start with the tough one, the one that's voted today. Let's start with Bengal. Where do you think? What's your personal prediction of where this goes?
I think with Bengal, we have seen that it's going to be a close fight between TMC and BJP. I think but TMC is going to win this, and BJP is going to increase the vote share here. Rishabh, I've shared the numbers with your team,
Yeah,
but I see TMC
155 to
winning.
175, he says, for Mamata, 100 to 120 for the BJP. So he says the BJP goes up by 30 to 40, Mamata comes down by 30 to 40, but still enough to form a government.
Yeah.
That yes, the BJP increases vote share, it becomes a larger party, it wipes out what's left of the Congress and the left, it becomes, as it already is, the single largest party, it cuts Mamata down to size. But the bottom line, if this prediction, which is your personal prediction, Shekhar, if it holds true, that's vindication for Mamata Banerjee. She's going to say
Absolutely.
92% of Bengalis came out to defend me.
Yes, because I also believe that it's also brought the equation down to BJP and TMC, as in nobody's even talking about Congress or even the left parties here. It's just the BJP and the Congress. So here the vote share goes up, and of course Mamata Banerjee is a leader in her background, which one cannot deny. She knows the voters well. BJP is made great inroads, which we know, and the kind of political machinery they have, the kind of inputs they have, the kind of leadership they have, they've done a lot. But I still believe Mamata Banerjee holds the edge. It all depends on what the pulse is at the end of the day. But
Okay, don't
I feel she.
underestimate Mamata Banerjee. That is wise
Yes, yes,
advice from anyone who's followed politics in Bengal for the past 30 years. Maybe the left should have taken it as well. Maybe the Congress should have taken it when they kicked her out under Kesari in 1997. But Shekhar, let me just qualify this for a second. If this has been, as it now has been, a largely peaceful election, with the highest ever turnout under the highest ever security protection loop in the history of this republic. So everybody is voted without fear or favor, at least when it came to the polling booth. So the BJP can't say this was under fear, it was under Gunda Raj, lumpen
Absolutely.
elements. So if they can't hang on to that, what
Hello,
other
I'm
tricks
audible?
up to their sleeve do they have, Shekhar?
So, it also goes to show that, what they really want is free and fair elections. Like you said, without fear or favor. I think ultimately what matters is, we have had elections. And for the first time, I think in the history of Calcutta or in the history of India, you have had elections which is free, fair, and non-violent, other than, a few spray acts of violence, which goes without saying. But I think BJP will have the edge here, I feel. When I say edge, they will say that we want free and fair elections, peaceful elections. And if they lose, I think they will be gracious losers. But I really believe Mamata Banerjee's edge because she knows, West Bengal like the back of her hand. She's been a ground level politician, and we also need to understand the fact that she is also risen from the ground up. She's also come in from nowhere. She's also from grassroots. So that's something which is very,
Okay,
very
don't
important.
underestimate Mamata
Let's not the
Banerjee in
pulse.
Bengal, even though she'll get cut down to size. But a fourth term for Mamata Banerjee is what Shekhar Vijayan predicts in Bengal, in his understanding, in his gut instinct, and his reasoned thought process on this. Let's shift to Assam. Shekhar, I'll read out the figures. The BJP-led alliance, you figures 75 to 90, Congress 30 to 45, and a few seats for the others. Is this a safe bet, the return of Hemanta Biswa Sarma comfortably?
I think this was expected because in Assam, the focus has always been on, a polarizing figure, and Hemanta Biswa plays that role perfectly. He's been a larger than life figure in Assam, and he's been very, very clear. I think he's been extremely bullish about what his focus areas are, in terms of votes, in terms of what he's expecting, in terms of development, and in terms of making sure that, people vote in for him. He's done the simple things right, the Rath Yatras, the canvassing. He's been making sure that he wins, and he's been doing the simple things right. And ultimately, what really matters here is BJP has got a charismatic figure amongst the likes of Yogi ji or Modi ji or even Amit Shah ji, who can win elections on his own terms. And I think Hemanta Biswa is one such figure which they've got in the eastern part of India.
Okay, pro-incumbency vote in Assam is what you predict. Where does that leave Gaurav Gogoi? He has held up a seats in the Lok Sabha for the Congress party, and at a time when they come down to less than 100, every seat mattered a lot. He is now contesting in the state. If they win, of course, he has a chance at becoming CM. You are saying they won't win. Where does that leave the Congress under Gaurav?
I think under Gaurav Gogoi, he's also dealing with someone like Himanta, who's a larger than life figure, especially in Assam, and somebody who's really frank, very blunt, who speaks his mind. So it's not going to be easy for Congress or any other party in terms of BJP. So Gaurav Gogoi, really has a long rope to climb, but he'll be the next best alternative if anything happens to
Well,
Congress. That
Himanta
is,
used to be a deputy of his father's, and I'm sure that personal history and political history goes back a long way also.
yes.
Now, let's get you, Shekhar. Tamil Nadu. Let me read out the figures of Shekhar Vijayan's prediction for Tamil Nadu. He figures DMK and its allies 130 to 150, AIDMK 70 to 90, and the BJP, along with the others, getting a handful of seats. A safer bet, even though you are giving the BJP a little bit less, others are thinking maybe the BJP does a little bit better. Pretty safe bet, Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, safe bet, but I also believe Vijay's party is going to play a very important role. I personally know a lot of people who have going on votes, families of going and voting for Vijay, so that's going to make a big difference. But in terms of DMK, in spite of everything, development is happening in Tamil Nadu, and people will vote for that development, will vote for jobs, will vote for infrastructure development, and that's what is really going to work here in terms of the urban voters, the non-urban voters. They're very clear about why they want to vote for. We've also seen that in places like Tamil Nadu, the voters, they come in and vote because they think it's their constitutional right, which goes without saying.
But does the
So
Tamil
this
voter have a choice right now? If it's not probably in this election, it's not Vijay, it's not the BJP. The Congress is an alliance, but it's a very junior partner. Picking up the crumbs. The AIDMK does not have a tall leader. Tamil politics demands tall leaders, larger than life figures.
yes.
So, is
Yes.
there an option in Tamil Nadu?
So, like you just said, Rishabh, Tamil Nadu politics always had larger than life figures like Jayalalitha or, Karunanidhi,
MGR,
right?
Karunanidhi. I mean,
And
you
MGR,
can
of
go
course.
back.
It all started from there, and it goes without saying they need somebody like that. Vijay has just made inroads here. He should make inroads, hopefully. He should also cut into the votes. I think more than anything else, they would need somebody. BJP is obviously going in for the vote share, and slowly and steadily they need to play this race. But I think in terms of DMK, I think it's very clear they will still do what they're doing, and they will come back for the third term, hopefully with lesser seats, but they will do what needs to be done because development is what really matters here, and I think voters are going to vote for that more than anything
Okay,
else.
all right, okay. Let's hop across the border. Keralam, Shekhar. Let me read out the numbers that are on your screens. For Keralam, Shekhar Vijayan's prediction is LDF and UDF neck to neck, slight edge to Pinarayi Vijayan. Okay, slight edge, 68 to 78. So, potentially hung, slight edge for a history setting third term return to power to the LDF. Why do you feel that Pinarayi Vijayan has a chance to come back?
So Pinarayi Vijayan is almost like a stately figure in Keralam politics. A lot of people don't talk about this, but this man is in his third term, and he's somebody who's holding the party together. As compared to the other parties, be it a Congress or even a BJP, they really don't have any leaders at the forefront. Somebody can hold the party together. So I think what really works here in Kerala, especially, is the fact that his party plays if they play it well, and BJP has a very good chance here in terms of increasing the vote share. But I feel between the two parties, between Congress, between the two parties, it's really going to be Pinarayi Vijayan who's going to play a very important role. He will go in for his third term, hopefully. But it also depends. It's going to be a close contest between both of them. I was in Kerala when the elections are going on, and nobody wanted to stick their neck out in terms of saying who's going to be the winner here. So it's going to be extremely close between these two parties.
Okay,
And
it's okay.
I feel BJP is going to play
Tight
the
one
party
in
spoiler.
Kerala. Some are saying in a tight contest, enough, it's done. The left is in trouble if Pinarayi Vijayan falls after this, because that's the last left government in the country
Absolutely.
gone. But he is
Yes,
saying
yes.
no, the flame is still alive. They could hang on just a little
Could
bit.
hang on,
Okay, okay.
but by very
Yeah.
wafer thin margins, I would say. Very wafer thin margins. If it really happens, it's going to happen. It's going to be a
Okay,
very close
close
finish.
call in Kerala, closer than a lot of
Yeah.
others are predicting. Okay, last quickly, Puducherry.
So
16 to 20 for the
Puducherry,
NDA, says Shekhar Vijayan. Congress DMK
yeah.
alliance 10 to 14. Puducherry, you would feel close but very much advantage NDA. They should take it.
Absolutely, and we've noticed NDA or even BJP, they play these underrated constituencies pretty well. They understand the pulse of such areas because they know how to merge with the regional parties here. I think Puducherry is something which the NDA BJP alliance should do well here, I
Okay.
believe.
You're already seeing some murmurings from the Congress leaders in Puducherry saying that we do not coordinate properly with DMK. I think they see the writing on the wall. So
Yeah.
that's probably going to be a safer bet. So a safe bet in Assam, reasonably safe bet in Tamil Nadu. Kerala